We are live. Welcome back, my dear friends. This is episode number 86 on Zero Point Healing Show. And today we are going to discuss about healing our childhood trauma. I think there's no one without the childhood trauma. So it's an important topic I feel that all of us kind of need to have knowledge about. And I'm so happy that I have an amazing healer facilitator with me who's going to discuss on this topic. But before I move on to her, just a short intro about me. I'm Vishnupriya. I am certified in multiple different holistic healing modalities. And through this journey that I went through in my life, certifying in different modalities and experiencing different holistic healing myself, I found that a platform like Zero Point Healing, which is a web directory for all holistic healing practitioners, is kind of an important tool that all of us can have, because at different times in our lives it is different modalities, different healing practitioners who can actually help us to take that next leap in our lives. And that's what happened in my life. So that's what Zero Point Healing is all about. So that's the short intro. And if you are a holistic healing practitioner yourself, I invite you to zeropointhealing.com. You can register there for free. And if you're interested in one such interview with me, contact me and we can have that as well. So that's it. Let's now move on to my beautiful practitioner here. Welcome, Salina. Thank you so much for being on my show. And so tell us about yourself. Tell us about
Hi.
your background.
Sure,
So,
sure.
yeah, tell us how you discovered the emotion code and what made you decide that you want to become a practitioner.
Yes. I didn't grow up thinking I was going to become an energy healer or an emotion code practitioner, but life led me down this path, and it's what I truly feel I'm called to do right now. Um, Historically, I'm trained as a social worker, so that's how my degree is, and my background is in social work, specifically many years in child welfare services, family safety. So that was my specialty, and I completely love that field, and I still do to this day. I still am involved. I'm a guardian ad litem, so I still advocate for children and families. But I do my work as an emotion code practitioner full time now, and this is my true passion. So uh, I was doing my social work like I had been doing as a case manager. And I got here because I started developing debilitating back pain that just wasn't going away. And I do yoga, I have my self care, I'm active, and it just, nothing was working. I started going to the chiropractor, I went visit, and she would adjust it and I would feel better. It wouldn't be all the way gone, but it would enough to like get me moving again. But by the end of the week, it would be right back where it started, and this went on week after week. And not too long before I had got the back pain, I had run into the emotion code on a podcast, and I thought it was so intriguing. And I went ahead and looked up the book because there's also a book. I read the reviews on Amazon. I'm like, wow, okay, people are saying good things about this. Let me get this. And I had not too long before I got the back pain finished reading the book, but I didn't put any of it into practice because it seemed like so out there, like, this is great. This is great for someone else to do. But I didn't, have the confidence that I could do it myself. But, sometimes when you're pushed in a certain position and there's like no other options, you're willing to try whatever. So I just forced myself at that point to sit down with the book and my back pain and go through the steps and just do it. And like, I didn't have any expectations, but my back pain went. I mean, it was maybe from a 7 to a 2. So it was still, I could still feel it, but I had so much more mobility, able to sleep, again, and able to move around and do the things I wanted again. So that after that, I was just hooked. I'm like, okay, I got to get, more proficient at this. I started practicing on all my family and friends. And then I just knew and they had, some of them had like really miraculous results with, longstanding health issues. So I was like, there is really something to this. So I went ahead and got certified, and I eventually, left my job and transitioned to doing this full time. So that's how I got here.
Wow, fantastic story. And I think all of us have this kind of breaking point, some kind of challenge that comes into our lives that kind of helps us, deviate and shows us. And then it is like a blessing in disguise, right? It
Mhm.
kind of, took us in a new career. Exactly. Very similar kind of story happened with me as well. So I completely resonate with that. So now let's discuss about the topic, healing our childhood trauma using emotion code. So tell us in general about childhood trauma and how this is actually affecting us. So we might be, 30 or 40 or 50 years, and something that happened at 5-year age is still affecting when we are 50. So how is this happening, and what is this trauma all about?
Right. Well, I mean, we all go through trauma, just living life, and we store, the traumas that we don't process in a healthy way get stored energetically in our body, in a physical form. The size of about, your fist, a ball, to like a tennis ball size to about a grapefruit can lodge anywhere in our body. So, it could be something as little as, your mom was late picking you up from dance practice, 10 minutes late, and you felt abandoned. You saw all your friends getting picked up and their parents being there for them, and you just suddenly felt really abandoned in those 10 minutes. Um, and at that young age, maybe you were 6 and you weren't, emotionally sophisticated enough to, process that out in a healthy way. So that energy can become stored, in your body. Like it can get stored by an organ, maybe in your neck or your back. um, and then, that 6-year-old girl is growing up and you're now, 30, you're now 40. And guess what? That trapped energy, that of abandonment that got lodged in your back, is vibrating at some level. And through all those years has never left and is vibrating and starting to irritate the tissue around it, eventually causing distortion, distorting the energy flow in that area, distorting the circuitry, and can cause pain and even eventually disease, in some cases. So, trapped emotions can be a big deal. So
Yes,
that's
and
how.
right. And of course, from your example as well, right? The back pain that you had for such a long time, when you kind of release some of the trapped emotions, it just releases. And it's so amazing for us to know from, our perspective of, having so many hospitals and all of that, where nowhere we have heard about, trapped emotions causing a back pain, right? So that's interesting. So tell us what happens inside of a session. How do you identify what are these, trapped emotions, and how do you release it? So tell us about the emotion code process itself.
Okay, great. So, most sessions are done at a distance. So we can definitely do this in person, but I have clients all around the world. As long as we, can make the energetic connection, whether that's over the phone, over a video call, or even with just permission. Some of my clients are just email clients that I have no idea even how they look. Um, it's all with energy. So the emotion code practitioner connects with the client's subconscious. Um, so that's, through the power of intention and having that proxy connection. So once that proxy connection is established, I start communicating with your subconscious, through muscle testing, applied kinesiology on your behalf. So if I were connected with you, like me and you are talking right now, I confirm we have that connection, and I do that through muscle testing, whether it's, you know, sometimes, there's various ways to muscle test. So one of my muscle testing is I'll hold my arm out like this, If I apply pressure and the hand locks, it's a yes. It's a yes answer. If I press down and it goes down easily, it's a no answer. So if you were here in person, you would be holding your hand out and I would be applying pressure. And if you're able to resist, it would be a yes. If your hand moves down easily, it's a no. So it's yes, no answers to your subconscious. And your subconscious, knows exactly, remembers everything from, the moment you were conceived, your entire life, everything you think you forgot, it's all there and knows what will help you best. So once connection is established, you know, we talk and we determine, what are we going to focus on for this session? What are you wanting to improve or focus on in your life? You might have a physical issue or physical pain. It might be an emotional issue. You might need helping make peace with your past, or, you've got, a lot of stress or anxiety. So we'll figure out what to focus on. So, once we figure that out, I use an emotion code chart. It looks like this. Well, you can pull it up online. There's also a free app. And it basically has two columns, A and B, with a listing of different emotions, and 6 rows. So that cover the range of our human experience. So I'll be asking your body, are there any trapped emotions we can release that are causing or contributing to your current anxiety? And then, I'll ask your body, is it in column A? And I'll muscle test. Oh, no, it's not in column A. Is it in column B? And then if my arm locks, then it's in column B. And then I'll ask, there's 6 rows. So is it in one of the even rows or is it in one of the odd rows? And we'll find, what coordinate it's at. So if it came out to, oh, it's in B4, and then there are 5 options in each possibility. Then I'll find out, is it depression? Is it frustration? Is it panic? And determine, oh, okay, it's frustration. Um, and then usually we're able to just release it. But sometimes we need to know more information. Your body will say, I'm not ready to release it yet. I want this other information to be brought to your consciousness. So then I'll typically determine what age you receive this frustration energy from. Um, Sometimes we need the context, whether it was a family situation, something in the school setting, or whatever situation it was, and then we release it, and we do that over the governing meridian. So I would still be doing on your behalf. A lot of practitioners use magnets, which happens to be on the back of this emotion code chart. um, or you could hold a magnet. I tend to use a clear quartz crystal, which is also great at amplifying energy. So I hold it on my hand and I'm running it over the governing meridian at least 3 times. And the governing meridian connects and governs all the other meridians. So it'll pull wherever that energy of frustration is lodged, it'll release it out. And it's as simple as that, very non-invasive. So we will, in a typical full-length session, we will do 15, 20, 25 releases, or as many as your body can handle for the particular issue. And then we'll determine your processing time, how long your body takes to adjust to the new normals, adjust to those energies no longer being in your field. I'll discuss and go over the possible processing symptoms, but you'll have already gotten that information. I send it to you before your session, because 20% of people do experience some, what could be considered some negative processing symptoms. And then we see, where you're at with the symptoms or the anxiety or the physical pain you've been experiencing.
That's
And
nice.
that's how it goes. Very
Yeah.
simple.
I really like the crystal. I think that's the first time I'm kind of seeing crystal being used for emotion code. So that's beautiful, and I do understand and know the kind of magical power that crystal consists. Sorry, did you
Yes,
say
and
that?
some practitioners use your fingertips. That's okay too. Fingertips are still connected to the Earth's magnetic field, but I just like, the amplifying powers of this particular crystal.
Yes, that's amazing. So, can you tell us what kind of issues can a client come to you for, right? So you can also maybe give us a quick client story about what kind of issue the client came to you for, how the session was, and what result the client got, but also a general overview about all types of issues that a client can come to you for.
Okay. So a general overview with is wide range. I mean, you can apply the emotion code to just about any area of your life. Again, physical symptoms. You can do it for. I've had clients come to me for emotional eating. Cravings. um, so that has helped tremendously, especially with like sugar and carb cravings. Tends to work well for that. Um, uh, for your animals. This modality works well for animals. So I've worked with some dogs and cats. No horses yet. Would love to work with a horse, but dogs and cats for behavioral issues, and some physical issues. Let's see. Things like relationship issues, marriage issues, or partner issues. Things with being able to connect better with your kids. Um, any mental health issue, like any mental health,
Yeah.
PTSD, anxiety, um, addictions. Um, so it could be anything. Oh, also business alignment is a big one. Um, aligning with your business goals, and helping you get into a more a more aligned vibrational state to be able to meet those business goals has been a big one lately.
Wow, that's amazing. Business alignment. Maybe I need to kind of do a few sessions on that. But, anyways, now if you want to kind of give us a quick client story, you got cut off there.
Oh, I'm just saying I love business alignment because it brings so much more clarity for the client. We create a goal statement, and then use the emotion code to align them to their goal statement.
That's amazing. So, can you maybe give us a quick example of a client? What kind of issue did the client come to you for? What happened during the session, and what kind of results did the client get after that?
Sure. Okay. So, well, this one is for a physical issue, but I guess I'm choosing this one now because um, everything that came up had to do with childhood trauma.
Okay.
Okay. So this client was a male, in his late 40s that was experiencing uh, horribly painful gout flare ups. And he had gout, since even his mid 20s, which is really young. Um, and, but back then, and even up to a few years ago, it wasn't flaring up that often, once in a great while. But by the time um, I met with him, he was getting gout flare ups just about every 2 weeks for the past 2 months, before he came to see me. And he was very skeptical. I had worked with his daughters, two of his children that had good results. And, they were like, Dad, just try it, try it. And he's not one to think of alternative ways to treat things. But he did so at their urging with just enough faith to meet with me. But so we worked on the gout. Um, and it was an emotional session for him. And we don't, in the emotion code, it's not therapy. We simply identify and release the trapped energy associated with your issue. But the things that came up for him, and I did this one was in person. Usually most of mine are um, on the phone, but in person. And they were all emotions tied to his childhood. He had an alcoholic father who died of kidney failure, alcoholism, when he was 7. And he also had an alcoholic mother. And there were 4 siblings. He was like the second oldest. and he had become already parentified at that point, taking care of his younger siblings. Um, so things came up during that time. And I kind of knew his story because I knew his children, but I didn't know the details and I didn't know the exact ages and those things. So, and I don't have chart in front of me, but an emotion came up. I think it was maybe something like forlorn or just feeling like completely abandoned and, um, isolated, desolate. And that emotion carried for several years, not just one point. It was like an extended, drawn out emotion, and those covered that exact time frame, of when, from when his father had passed until he got to a more stable situation with another relative. And I had no idea on that portion. So he's getting a little teary-eyed by that point, he's a big macho man. So it was difficult for him. And then we did another one, another related to that time. I think it was 4 in total, which is not a lot. But it was honestly all he could handle emotionally at that time. So I said, okay, well, we can revisit, we can come back if we need to. It was just getting overwhelming for him. But it did give him a chance to, give voice to those emotions, um, verbalize those situations, and I think help give him peace about that situation, or help him be able to send love to his younger self for what all he went through. So that was nice to see. And, so we disconnected. And then when we had updated, he had updated me and I checked on him, he never had another gout flare up since. And it's been 6 months. so, so he's like, there's nothing I can say. I guess I'm a believer now because I've had no gout flare ups, nothing. So that was a great one.
That's a powerful one as well. And of course, being a healing practitioner myself, I know men kind of, take step later with regards to healing. But yeah, they are the ones, but they get so surprised with the results, and they do get amazing, amazing results.
Right.
That's an amazing story. Wow. All right. So now it's time for us to quickly go into the demo session for today. So, my dear viewers, Salina, so usually during the last 5 to 10 minutes, if possible, we do a group healing, but with Emotion Code, we cannot do that kind of group healing because it's very, very individualized. So Selena kind of asked me if she can do a demo on me, and I'm like, why not? I'm always ready to receive healing. Excuse me. Yes. So she is gonna do a quick demo healing on me. So you get to watch, and I get to receive the healing. So let's get started.
Love it, love it. Okay, so I'm just going to take a moment of silence and with your permission, get connected to your subconscious energetically.
Yes.
And I'm just asking for help from up above and making that intention to connect. Okay, so we should be connected now. I can muscle to, let me see. I think I'll be using my pendulum today. So when it swings toward me, it's a yes. When it's side to side or around, it's a no. Okay, and I can orient the screen down so you can see it, or if you want me to just look at it here, whatever way is easier for you.
Yeah, maybe we can see once to see the magic of it if you would like. Or if you want to raise it, is it possible to raise it up high, or is it on stand?
I hold it, but I need to keep my hand steady. So if I orient it down,
Okay.
you can see.
Yeah,
Okay?
sure. Yes.
Okay. All right. So just confirming, am I connected with Vishnu right now? So it's swinging toward me, so I'm getting a yes.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm testing for Salina, and it's starting to go in a circular motion. So that's a no. Okay, So can Vishnu do the emotion code with me right now? Is it in her highest and best good to do it right now? Okay. Okay, so that's how, some clients like to watch the
Yes,
pendulum. So I'll do it with the pendulum, because they want to watch. So,
that's
okay.
beautiful. Yes.
So what issue can we focus on for you, Vishnu, today?
Yep. Today, since we had been talking about the physical issues, I was thinking I have some kind of digestion issue or some abdominal issue that I would like to see if it has any trapped emotions, if trapped emotions are causing it.
Okay, and what kind of symptoms are you seeing?
um, when I have my food, I find at times I have, bloating issues, or I feel the food is not yet digested even after a long time. So there's
Okay,
that delay in the digestion process.
okay. And for about how long have you been having these symptoms?
Very, very long time, 10,
Oh,
15 years maybe. But it is very on a small level that it was not too big. Yeah.
okay, gotcha. Okay, we can definitely see what your body has to say about it.
Yes.
Okay. Can we work on this digestive symptoms Vishnu described? Okay. Are there trapped emotions causing or contributing to it? Oh, can you see it there?
Yes, I
Okay.
can.
All right. So I'm getting a clear yes. Yeah. Is there anything else we need to look at first? Okay. So can we go straight to digestion issues? All right. So we can. So, what trapped emotions are causing or contributing to Vishnu's digestive issues? Is it in column A? Is that column A? Is it in column B? Is it in A, one of the even rows? No. Is it in one of the odd rows? Which row is it? Is it A1? Like A1. Is it A3? Still getting a yes. Is it A5? Okay, so you notice that's yes, yes, yes for all of them, right? So when we get a contradictory response like that, we need to qualify it further. That just means there's more information. Let me just confirm. Is it in A? Is it in one of the odd rows? Is it one of the even rows? Okay, so it is in one of the odd rows. Okay, is this a heart wall emotion? Is this an inherited emotion? Okay, usually it's inherited. So this did say in your case, this one is inherited. Let me just make a note here. So let's see which inherited emotion is coming up. Is this inherited emotion causing or contributing to Vishnu's digestive issues right now? Is it in A1? Is it in A3? Looks like it's in A3. In A3, is it the first? There's 5 options. Is it the first one, second, third, fourth, fifth, back to the first? Okay. Is this okay? So the emotion is crying, and I'll explain what that means in just a moment. Let's trace the lineage first. Is this inherited crying? Is this from Vishnu's mom or her father? Did her mom get it from one of her parents? Did it start with her mother? Okay. Um, so it started with mom, inherited crying, and that can mean, physical crying. It can also mean just the, when we go through something, we feel like crying, but we decide to suppress it. So that energy it takes to not cry, or just that welling of emotion, like you on the brink of crying, but then you don't. It could be any of those situations. And
Mhm.
even guys tend to get a lot of crying emotions because they do so much suppressing
Mm.
of some of them. But let's see, we may or may not need to know more. Okay, do we need to know more about this inherited crying? No. Okay, so we're able to release it. So again, we're going to release it over the governing meridian. So this is an inherited energy. So it's one energy. from your mom to you. And if you have any siblings from your mom, they may have received it as well. But in any case, it's one energy. It's going to be released off of anyone who in your family who received it. Okay. So just receive, releasing this inherited crying off of Vishnu, off of her mom, off of any family members that have received this inherited generational crying, releasing off of her body, off of her spirit. Okay, and then we just confirm, has that inherited crying been released? Okay, so I'm getting a strong yes. So say this was from a more distant ancestor, like your great 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 grandmother. Wherever they're at in their journey, the energy would be released off of them as well. Okay, so let's see what else is coming up. Is there another trapped emotion causing or contributing to the digestive issues? Yes. Where is it, in column A or B? This in column A or B? Wow. Okay. Is this inherited again? Okay. You got two inherited. Let me just make sure. Is that a heart wall? No, it's inherited. Is this inherited energy in A or B? And B even in B2, 4, 6. In B2, is it the first, second, third, fourth? Fourth. Okay. Okay, this is lack of control. Is this lack of control from her mother or from father? Did her mother get it from anyone else? Did it start with her mom? Do we need to know more? No. Okay, so this is inherited lack of control. Okay, so that could mean internal lack of control, or external lack of control, not able to control overwhelming circumstances that are happening around you. So we're going to release this off of your family as well. Let me put from mother. Releasing this lack of control energy off of Vishnu, off of her mother, off of anyone else in the family line that received this, releasing lack of control off of her body, off of her spirit. Has this lack of control energy been released? Okay, is there another one causing or contributing? Is it an A or B, B even, B2, B4, B6? B6, 1, looks like the first one, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, is this her own emotion? Is there anything else we need to know? No. Okay, so the next one coming up is pride. It's your own emotion. And there's many forms of pride. It could be, when we have that feeling like we're better or a little more superior in one regard to another person or certain situation. It could be just the stubbornness, like I know I'm right. No one can tell me different. I know I'm right about this. That stubborn pride. It could even be us having a healthy regard for ourselves, and then we go into a situation and someone says or does something and it injures our pride. So there's all different types of pride. So in this case, we don't need to know more. We don't need to know your age or anything. So we'll just release. So releasing this pride energy off of Vishnu, releasing pride. And is there another one causing or contributing? Yes. A, B, B even, B2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Own emotion, anything else we need to know? Okay, so this one is low self-esteem. From your own experience at some point. We don't need to know more. Releasing low self-esteem, releasing low self-esteem. What else can we release causing or contributing digestive issues? A, B, A even. We're in A odd, A1, A3, A5. And A5 is this The first one, second, third, fourth, or fifth. Back to the fourth. Is this her own emotion? Is there anything else we need to know? Okay. This is horror, and we do need to know more. So Vishnu, can I get your age?
29 now.
29, okay. Okay, is this emotion horror? Can we get an age, please? Is this below the age of 15, below the age of 10, below the age of 5, below the age of 1? Is this prenatal? Prenatal? No, is this preconception? Okay. Okay, so this is preconception. This is something you experienced in another part of your cell's journey, somewhere else, before you were conceived. Another dimension, another lifetime. We don't know. Okay, so releasing this preconception horror off of Vishnu, releasing preconception horror. And once in a while they get carried over, for that preconception category. It's not that common though. Yeah. So that's 5 so far. I don't know how we are on time, but just let me know.
Mm-hmm.
What else can we release causing or contributing to the stomach digestive issues? A, B, B even, B2. Is this the first one? Second, third, fourth, fifth? Helplessness, lack of control, 16. Okay, own emotion, anything else we need to know? Okay, low self-esteem is coming up again. We don't need to know more. Sometimes I use my hand as a microcosm. Like in Chinese medicine, you can use different parts of your body as a microcosm. So this would be your head, and this would be like your spine. So your spine is part of the governing meridian. So I'm just going to be rubbing here for convenience sake. So releasing this low self-esteem energy, releasing low self-esteem. What else is causing or contributing to the digestive issues? Column A, column B, B even, B2, B4, B6. In B6, is it the first one? Second, third, fourth. Looks like fourth, fifth. No. Back to the fourth. Is this her own emotion? Is there anything else we need to know? This one's unworthy. Releasing unworthy. Releasing unworthy. What else can we release that's causing or contributing? Column A, column B, B even, B2, B4, B6. Is this the first, second, third? Okay, hopelessness. Is this hopelessness? Is this hopelessness? Is this her own emotion? Is there anything else we need to know? Okay, we do need to know more for this. Is this hopelessness is below the age of 15, below the age of 10, below the age of 5, below the age of 1? Is this 1, 2, 3, 4? Oh, this is pretty early. 5, no, 4. Okay, around 4 years old. And then, if you had any memories of a particular incident and you were just curious to say, hey, was it possibly regarding this? Usually the first thing that comes to mind a lot of times is accurate, but we can, muscle test, pendulum or muscle test and see if that was the case. So just so you know, if you wanted to know something came up, we can check.
Yeah, what was the emotion for age?
Hopelessness.
Oh, hopelessness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of family issues between mom and father and all of that. We were shifting, changing, and all of that, I guess, at the age of 4. So, yes, I
Gotcha.
think hopelessness should have been there.
Yeah, I mean, it did have to do with family. Yeah.
Yeah.
releasing this hopelessness, releasing hopelessness. And just so you know, all of our emotions are generated by a specific or particular organ. So hopelessness is generated by either the stomach or spleen. So if you experience a lot of that, it can become imbalancing to those areas. The other one that came up that's also generated by the stomach or spleen or other two low self-esteem energies. So that's why, we all experience low self-esteem at some point, but that's probably why it brought up because it's actually directly related to the
Yes.
stomach. Yeah.
And I think we can sum it up there. We are
Okay.
good on
Yeah.
time now.
Let me get you your processing time though, just so you know. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. For these eight energies that were released, how long will Vishnu need to process these out of her field and have her body adjust? Will she be done processing within 10 hours, within 15, within 20, 15, 16, 17, 18? Because you're going to need about 18 hours. So just stay extra hydrated
Hmm.
um, and, you know, keep yourself in a good vibration state. Okay?
Sure, sure. Thank you. Wow,
Sure.
what a beautiful session. And I really love, as I said, this is the first time I'm seeing with Crystal and how the crystal talks to us. So I was
Right.
thinking, okay, my first task after the interview is to order a crystal. I've been trying to learn muscle testing myself, and I've had, of course, I'm just learning it. But I think crystal is an amazing thing, and
It's
really,
really it's really easy because you don't have to think, am I the one doing this? It reads your own energy. So
exactly, and it's so wonderful to see it moving from front back to that circular motions, and that's why I was like curiously watching it. I was like, wow, how quickly it answers each questions, right? As if a little child nodding head.
right, yeah, and once you get used to your crystal or your pendulum, you can even use a necklace. You don't even have to wait to order one. Just anything that will hang down. um, but you'll get so in tune, you'll actually feel like the answer a half second before. So a lot of times I'm doing sessions with this, but I'm already knowing the answer and I won't wait for it to complete. It's just another way for us to tap into our intuition, another tool. Some practitioners don't even use a pendulum or muscle test. They just tap into that knowingness.
Mhm. Yeah, I think the more we kind of practice and use it, the better our intuition develops as well.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. So I have work to do now. So, my dear viewers, I hope you enjoyed the show along with the demo healing. And of course, demo healing shows are always kind of interesting for the clients as well. So, we have a 10% off discount coupon code for you just for watching this video today. So you can book a session with Salina. Right below the video you have a link to Salina, so you can click on that and you can have a conversation with her. She also has a free initial conversation, so you can just book a call and talk to her, let her know what issues you're facing in your life and see how she can help you. And she also has multiple different bundles and different type of sessions that she offers. And I think she also mentioned like a short 25-minute session for the first timers. So you have plenty of options. So just talk to her and see how she can help you. As I said, you have 10% off. Discount coupon code is 0 point. So when you contact her, let her know that you found her from 0 point, and she'll give you that first session 10% off. All right, so that's all from us today. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much, Salina. That was such a wonderful, wonderful. I absolutely loved and enjoyed it. Thank you so much. All
Well,
right,
thank
my dear.
you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you for being the volunteer and thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right, my dear viewers, I'm going to see you on my next show. So please do subscribe and share the video if you know of anybody going through any kind of issues, the ones that we spoke about, the PTSD, anxiety, depression, any mental health issues. Selena can help them. So please do share videos with anybody whom you think can help. And thank you so much for all your support. I'm going to see you next time. Bye bye.